If you have ever spent hours manually drawing scientific diagrams, aligning arrows, or fixing labels, then this AI tool might genuinely save you days of work. What surprised me is that it doesn't just generate amazing images, it actually understands scientific structures, pathways, mechanisms, and even produces accurate labels without the AI nonsense seen in most generic AI tools. Most researchers already know about BioRender. It's excellent, but honestly too expensive for many students and independent researchers. On the other hand, general AI image generators like DALL-E, Midjourney, or Gemini create visually impressive images, but they usually fail scientifically. You get inaccurate pathways, weird molecular structures, distorted organelles, and completely broken text. That's why I have been testing SciDraw, an AI tool specifically trained for scientific illustrations, mechanisms, charts, and research visuals. I tested it across diverse subjects like molecular biology, neuroscience, immunology, biochemistry, physics, and physiology workflows to see whether it's actually useful for real research work like writing research papers, graphical abstracts, theses, presentations, and posters, not just social media graphics. In this video, I will show you how it generates figures from text prompts, hand-drawn sketches, and even phone-captured images. I also tested its chart generation capabilities using raw Excel datasets. It does support SVG export for editing in tools like Adobe Illustrator or Inkscape, although I think this part still needs improvement compared to some other features. So let's jump into the live demo and see how it actually performs. The platform is divided into two main features that you can see here on the screen: scientific illustrations and data visualization. Essentially, it combines diagram creation and data plotting into one single tool. Let's start with illustration feature first. If you are starting from the scratch, just click the text to image option and describe what you want. The more specific your prompt is, the better the scientific accuracy tends to be. You can define the resolution, choose label language, and even select templates like graphical abstracts, workflows, molecular mechanisms, or journal cover style illustrations. You can also switch between flat 2D, schematic, or realistic 3D style visuals depending on your project. For example, here I wrote a detailed prompt asking it to generate a scientific illustration of a cancer signaling network in a human epithelial cell. I specifically included details about entire pathway, including ligand binding, inhibitory molecules, and desired visualization style. In less than a minute, it generated a high-resolution publication quality image. The text is accurate and the icons and layouts are scientifically sound. Manually creating something like this would probably take me several days, especially aligning the pathways, icons, labels, and structures properly. Similarly, I generated an illustration of chemical synaptic transmission between two neurons with very specific details. Just look at the membrane channel, organelles, and even the spelling of the callout text. If you want, I can share some of the exact prompts I used for these figures. That might help you generate much more precise scientific illustrations for your work. Just let me know if you want that. To manually edit specific elements, colors, or labels, you need to export the figure in SVG format and open it in tools like Adobe Illustrator or Inkscape. The SVG export works, but honestly, this is one area where I think the platform still has a room for improvement. Some elements are easier to edit than others, and a few competing tools currently handle editable exports much better. Here I created a medical illustration showing the complete blood sample analysis workflow, including sample collection, separation, analysis, and reporting. The good thing is that you don't need to provide every single detail for everything you want, although adding more details definitely help improving the precision. Even if you are not an expert, it is still very easy to create clean, professional looking diagrams. Now let me show you something genuinely useful for iterative figure editing. You can refine a figure just by writing a prompt. For example, here in this figure, I want to show the effect of drought in vegetative state and therefore remove the flowers and tomatoes from the figure. You can see just by writing simple prompt, it has made the desired changes without creating a new figure. You can also edit an image by uploading it and providing a suitable description. For example, here I asked it to remove the scale bar and beaker from this image. Here you can compare both the images and see how beautifully it has edited the image without actually starting to generate a fresh image. Now, if you find it easier to draw sketches by hand for a diagram, flowchart, or mechanism, you can use the sketch to image option, which allows you to convert rough hand drawn sketches into clean scientific figures that look professionally designed. You can even use the phone captured images of instruments and setups and convert it into professional images using the same sketch to image option. Now, coming on to one of the most useful features, data visualization. You can upload Excel or CSV dataset and generate charts, plots, and visualizations directly inside the platform. I tested it with population datasets and gene expression data, and the workflow is surprisingly simple. Under the hood, it is essentially generating Python based plots automatically, so you may get many of the benefits of coding based visualization without actually writing code yourself. If an error occurs, it often attempts to fix the issue automatically and regenerate the plot. That said, I would still strongly recommend verifying all the generated plots and labels before using them in the papers, presentations, or any of the submissions. Now, here are a few more images that I have generated using this tool while testing it to get an actual idea about its range and quality across different disciplines. If you want to try the tool yourself, I have added the link in the description along with a special discount code for viewers of this channel. Since many of you work on research papers, thesis figures, posters, and presentations, you might find it genuinely useful for speeding up figure creation workflows. And if you want to learn how to easily create research posters and presentations, then this next video is for you. And check out my other videos in research and publishing series, you might find them helpful too.